Hello everybody, welcome to Eileen's Craft Nook. Alright, so today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I had these coasters that I had poured a base coat in, probably well over a month ago, because I was going to do something with a tattoo in it, and then I just didn't get around to it. So I was looking up today and I thought, well, let's try something different. So I had the two of them, so I took them out. And I thought, it has a little bit of glitter. You can't really see it. But let's use some of our pens from Pebeo. And let's do like a stained glass on it. That's the first thing I thought of when I saw these little discs. So what I did was I went online and I was looking for Poinsettia stained glass pattern. And I was just looking for free patterns, and I found some coloring pages, and I landed on this one. So what I did was I copied it into Microsoft Word, and then I resized it so that it would fit my coaster, and makes it easy. Now you can also use a light pad for this. I'm not, because I can see it fine because this is nice and clear. And I'm just going to set it on here, and then I'm going to use the Pebeo pen, which is this. I got this off of Amazon. I used it in one of my recent videos, and I will I'll link it for you guys in the comments. Mine actually came in as a set of 3. Had this color plus a silver plus a copper. I have also seen these at Michael's. I know they're available here in Canada at Michael's. I don't know if they're in the States or not, but I have seen them at certain Michael's as well. And they come in different colors, white, black, different colors. You can order them on Amazon, the different colors. I'm going to use the gold today. So I'm going to start with the outline, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Lutz resin. These are the resin dyes. They're not alcohol inks. And I'm going to mix that with the Dear Clear gloss varnish, and I'm going to also use some, I think I'll use some glitter as well to fill it in. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. And now I'm new at this, so it's not going to be perfect. That's okay. Practice makes better, and that's going to be my aim for this. All right, I'm going to have a little piece of paper towel next to me because I do find you have to wipe the tip every once in a while as you're going. And when you buy this, the tip comes cut already. You do have to remove the lid and poke a hole in the foil underneath, but don't cut the tip because it's already cut. So, you can practice with these to see, get the right pressure and such, but you can see it comes out, you can do it as fine or as thick as you want. But it does take practice. I've used them a couple times, but certainly not proficient with them in any way. So just bear with me. I'm going to do my best to do this outline. Now I do find holding your pen a little bit off of the surface does help. I'm going to come back over here. I don't have quite enough there. And I am going to follow the veining as well in the leaves. I'd love to hear in the comments if anybody has, used these, any tips or hints you have, or is it really just, Practicing. I really do think that's what it is. Excuse my dog. He's downstairs and the gate's shut and he's not happy right now. Oops. Now, if you make a mistake, this does wipe right off until it's dry. I am going to top coat these with resin when I'm done, but you do want it to completely dry before you would do that. Now, if you're a good artist, you wouldn't even need, you could just draw your hand, a freehand pattern. I am not that good at drawing, so I won't be doing that. I don't know how I'm going to do those little berries in the middle. I might just do that freehand with some red glitter. I haven't decided yet. No. Yeah, the berries would be red, wouldn't they, in a poinsettia? Do poinsettias have berries? No, they don't have berries. I'm thinking of holly. So I just want to show you, you can't, it's kind of off camera, but I am just kind of wiping my tip on that paper towel every once in a while just to keep it a little bit so it doesn't get too clogged up. And I will be using, I'll be keeping this pattern as I'm painting it just so I can see, you know, where the leaves are versus the petals. Oh, I might have shifted a bit. Back on track. Now you could try, I don't know if I would, you could try taping it down if you wanted to. But, you know, this is not, I'm not, like I said, I'm not expecting perfection. Just kind of giving myself a guideline to follow. And I think for those berries, I'm just going to put some points in there with the gold. Okay, so that's the first one outlined. What do you think? Now, I'm going to let this dry a bit before I add the glitters and such, because I don't want it. The second one. Oh, stuck my finger in it. Okay. And find the best angle. I don't know if I would normally use this shape of coaster, and I'm going to put this one aside so I don't stick my hand in it, which I would normally do. You know, you can use any mold you want for this method. Okay. All right, I'm going to speed this one up a bit for you guys. You can just enjoy the process, listen to some Christmas music. So our top coat is dry. Look how pretty these are, just like this. You wouldn't even have to do anything else with them. I think they're pretty like that, but I am going to add to them. So what I'm going to do is I have my little pots here, and as mentioned, I'm going to use the Duraclear. Now you can use resin, epoxy resin, or even with this you could use the oh, it left my head, UV resin. because these are clear, right? You could put the light on there and it would easily cure. But I'm going to use the Duraclear. That gives me time to work with it. I don't have to worry about, you know, the resin getting thick or anything like that. And I'm using it with these Let's Resin dyes. They're not alcohol inks. These are the dyes. It comes in a package. So I'm just going to mix. I'm going to start with the red. And I might do I don't know if I'm going to do these the same, or I haven't decided yet. I'm going to see what this looks like. So I'm actually going to start, I'm going to put some of this Duraclear. Now this is a water base, but you can top this with resin and it works fine. You just got to make sure it dries. That the Duraclear dries. This is a water-based, it's a polyurethane gloss varnish. So into this, I'm going to add a few drops of this ruby red, just to see what color I get. Now you can mix these colors. So I'm going to mix this. Now this has kind of like a milky look to it, but that's because the Duraclear is white when it's wet, but it does dry clear. So this will dry. Once it dries, it's going to dry clear. So let's try a little bit of this in the flower and see what we get. Now you can add more color to it. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to, you know, I might need more color. That does seem pretty translucent. I do want it to kind of have a stained glass look to it, but I think that definitely needs more color. So I'm going to add a little bit more to the varnish. Okay, let's add another 4 drops. And we'll see how this looks. Now, I will be top coating these. So I will add the color, I'll let this dry completely, and then I will add a top coat of resin, epoxy resin to it. Now I was going for more of a stained glass look, so I'm fine with these being see-through like this. But I do want it to show up as red, so. And if I get any in places I don't want it, I can just use a micro brush to wipe it off. While it's dry, it's easy enough to just wipe back. I'll probably end up coming in and doing more before I'm done. But yeah, that's all you need to do. All right, I'm just going to continue with the petals. when you're looking for designs, you know, I always do a search for free designs. Just, you know, make sure that you're not using anything that's copyrighted or created by another artist. Some artists do allow you to use their designs. If it's just for personal use, then, you know, you're fine. But if you plan on selling, definitely make sure that you're not using somebody else's art. But I mean, if you look, you will find lots of free designs, coloring pages. I mean, if you're good at drawing, you can just make your own. All right. So I like how that looks. Let me bring it up so you guys can see it. So it does definitely have that stained glass effect. Okay, so now I'm going to mix up the green. Now, one thing to note is you can't use this on its own without mixing it, because this will not dry. It won't. It has to be mixed with something else, or it just stays in the liquid form. Okay. Now I have a light green and an emerald green. So let's start with the emerald green to see what that looks like. And then we might add some of the other green. We'll see. Let's see what we have here. I think this kit I got, I can't remember if it was 12 colors. I think so. So let's see what color we get with this emerald green. Again, you know, it looks a little bit milky, but that white from the Duragloss will dry and it should take away some of that milkiness away. So I'm just going to add a couple drops of this light green as well. More than a couple. It was about 6 drops. To see what that gives us. Okay, I like that. So let's go ahead and do our leaves. Now I've decided I'm going to do the second one in glitters so that you guys can see the difference and kind of make up your own mind of what you like better. I'm pretty sure I know now that I'll like the stained glass one, but I don't know. We'll see. So I'm just going to go in and do the leaves. I will link my materials in the comments. I sometimes forget to do that, but I will do my best to do that with these, just so for both the Let's Resin inks or resin dyes, as well as the Pebeo paint that I used. Okay, so I wasn't sure. I think that should be red, actually. Do you think this whole thing should be red? It's kind of hard to tell with the design, if that's a leaf or a petal. A little bit of this goes a long way. I'm going to have lots left over. Okay, so still not sure. I think, what do you guys think? Leaf or petal? Let me look at the picture. So here's the picture. And I think it's this. Okay, so I think the inside is a petal and the outside is a leaf. I'm pretty sure it's this piece right here. Okay, so we'll do the outside as a leaf. Like so. And then I'll just wash my brush. We'll do the inside as a petal. Okay. Now, as this dries, you can go back in and add another coat if you want to make it a little bit darker. Okay, so there's that one. Isn't that beautiful? Now I think I'm going to, I wasn't sure about the outside. You could leave it like this, and then what you could do is just drill a hole in it and hang it up. You could hang it on your tree as an ornament once I put the top coat on. But I'm still thinking about, I was going to do glitter around the outside, but I don't want it to overpower the stained glass effect. I could mix up another color and do it with more stained glass, or I could just leave it clear. Decisions. Just adding a little bit more, but I really do like that. Okay, so I want to show you how I do the other one in glitters instead. So let me just get set up here, and we'll set this aside to dry while I think about how I want to do the outside, and we'll bring this one over. All right, let me grab my glitters so we can get started. So I have this red glitter, and I have this green glitter that I'm going to be using. So we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to use the Duraclear. And let's add some glitter. I'm going to use the same paintbrush, and I'm going to fill in the leaves, or the petals. And then when I'm done this, I'm going to do the same with the green. So I'm going to speed this up for a little bit. You guys can listen to some Christmas music while I finish. Okay, so these are completely dry. I did use, just to poke them. But I had a little bit of red go into my green, but that's okay. So I'm going to go ahead and top coat these today. I have my resin mixed up. It's a little bubbly. I'm hoping that, I'll spritz it with the alcohol. I did check my tabletop to make sure that it's level. Now this coaster itself, you probably can't tell in the camera, but it's a little warped. I don't know why, but so I'm not sure how well that's going to top coat, but we're going to find out. So I'm going to go ahead and let me just bring you out for a second while we do this. And I'm just going to pour some on here. And then I'm just going to use my tool to bring it to the edges to see if I need to add any more. I'm just using a silicone tool to do that. And we want to make sure we bring it right to the very edge, but not over, obviously. So I'm using a 1-to-1 resin. It's a little bit thicker, easier for top coating. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more resin. I wasn't sure if I was going to like the sparkle around the edge of this, but I really do. It's pretty. This is going to be very pretty on the tree. Or any place. I think I'll put mine on the tree. Which I don't have up. Usually I wait till the 1st of December to put my tree up. I may instead try to do it this weekend because my mom is going away for Christmas this year, so I might try to get it up before she leaves. What about my viewers? How many of you have your Christmas tree up? How many of you wait till December? And when do you take your tree down? Normally I take mine down normally on New Year's Day because I'm normally home that day. But let me know in the comments, when do you put your tree up? If you celebrate Christmas, you may not. And when do you take it down? Okay, I think that looks good. I'm just going to bring my light in a little bit so I can just check the edges to make sure I got it. It can be hard to tell, especially with that sparkle on there. It's hard to see if you got everything. So I'm just running my tool around to make sure there's no spots that are missing. And that seems good. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run my lighter to get some bubbles out. I love that outside edge sparkle glitter that I picked up at Michael's. Okay, and I'm also going to give it a little bit of a spritz with the isopropyl alcohol. Bring those bubbles to the top. And let's move over to the sky. So I will switch positions. Now these will be double-sided. I should have showed you before I added the resin, but I'll show you once it dries what the back sides look like. So they make great. They'll make great ornaments for your trees because they can be viewed from either side and they look just as pretty. The one with the sparkle is not as glittery on the other side, but it's still glittery, and it's just not as shiny as this side. Okay, that's it. We'll see you tomorrow. So our ornaments are dry, so I'm just in the process. I already did this one, but I wanted to show you guys how I have this little hand drill, and it came with some different size bits, and I do have one of the little electric ones. I prefer the hand one just because you have more control over what you're doing. And this is a pretty thin piece. If it was thicker, I might use the hand one, but this one's pretty thin. So I just drill a hole through it, and then I just use my little dotting tool here just to get any shavings and stuff out. And then I'm just using this. I think I'll probably switch it over to like a red ribbon, but I couldn't find my red ribbon. I will switch it over when I get my Christmas stuff out. And I cut a piece of that, and I'm just gonna, to thread this, I find the easiest way is I just take this, hold over the hole, I take my little dotting tool, let me get the light here, and I just poke it through with that so that I can grab it on the other side. It just makes it easier for me. So we're just going to do that. We're going to tie a little ribbon, little knot in the top of it. This would look cute with jute twine if you had jute twine as well. And then I'm just going to trim these ends off like that. And there we go. So here is the front side of our sparkly one, but they look just as nice. Look at that from the back. So it makes a gorgeous ornament because you can hang them up from front. They'll look nice, you know, on the tree either way if you want to hang them up in a window. And here's the other one that we did with just the stained glass look. And there's the front, and look at the back. Just gorgeous. I love these. So I'm going to be hanging these on my tree this year, and I think I might find some other patterns to try out. If I do, I'll make a video on it. Let me know what you think in the comments, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for joining me today. Bye.